No, good morning. Today's a good day. Today's a good day. I feel good. Um, this morning I got up really early because I went to sleep last night really late. And I feel kind of coming to peace and coming to terms with things. And I just want to put focus back on my life and things that I want to do and find happiness in those things, and from there, being happy within myself and being happy by myself and putting the focus back on my life and on my children and the things that I enjoy doing, and start doing things that I enjoy doing instead of sitting around and waiting for something to happen that's, you know, could never happen. So I want to just start making my life into what I want to make it. I was thinking about this workshop, and this morning, yeah, the thing is, I don't want to, it has to feel good to me. And I started thinking, okay, so I'll do like a retreat and go to the Jordan River, and then we can do, you have to come up with this grand plan of what we're going to talk about, and then meet in a certain place, and then walk to and make some kind of text, which is also really nice. That's also something that's really nice to do. But it started feeling like heavy on me, like weighing on me. And so this morning when I got up after my meditation, I just had this. Well, first of all, I went through a whole bunch of pain and just like intensified it. I just allowed it to overcome me. It just overcame my whole being. And I always think of Eckhart Tolle's book, and there was something that I read. I don't know if it was in his book or something, an article that I read about him, that that when he had his moment of enlightenment, he was in this. He was laying down. He felt so much pressure, and then he just like went through this tunnel and out the other side into pure bliss. And I know that enlightenment happens different for different people, and I've also gone through, I went through at one point after my major depression, I had a moment of complete enlightenment where I just, it was like my whole body was light, and there was just life energy running through me. I was on the ground. I was on the ground, and I was yelling, it's real, believe, believe. And I walked around, I think, after that for like a couple months in just a complete euphoria. Everything is just wonderful. But what I realize in life is that this is a avatar. This is a 3D. This is 3D. This is the experience. Also having to take care of this avatar and go through it. Um, Yesterday, I saw my twin. It was different than it was in different meetings that we had. I was also yesterday a little bit out of it, and we didn't speak that much. But at the end, when we left together, and we talked on the way while we walked to the cars, and he told me about a premonition that he had about the afterlife, and it was really interesting. And it had to do with whatever we do here on this plane is kind of stamped into us. It's kind of like that we set the mode for the afterlife. Or so, however great we become, or however adventurous or exciting our life is here, or however powerful we can be in this life, that kind of sets the mode for where you stay. It's kind of like a preset. You set the tone, and then when you go into the afterlife, the tone is set wherever you set it. And it sounds kind of like my experience with DMT. Um, I don't know if I've ever talked about my experience with DMT before, but that was also another very enlightening. I need to get back. I want to keep going, but I need to get back. Um, so with my experience with the DMT is when you start going into the process. I did DMT I did one session, but twice in that session. But the first time was the experience that just completely changed my life. They say DMT is like going into. It's the same with ayahuasca. It's the same kind of. It's the same. Um, Magic, I would say, but it's a different experience because with the DMT, it's something that you smoke. It's also called changa. And with the DMT, I did it quite a few years ago. And with the DMT, the entrance into the DMT, as long as you can look straight forward, look it in the eye, as the way I would kind of see it, and not because it's a very intense. When you start going in, it's like you're going into this. See, it's not really a tunnel, but it's a feeling of going into a tunnel. And if you look straight forward, you can get to the highest plane. And I went in wanting the experience to experience it as strong as I could. I always like to experience things. If I'm already doing them, I might as well experience it. It's the same thing on this everything else in my life. So I just looked straight forward, looked it in the eye, and just went all the way until, and I went through it started out beautiful, and then it was like these flowers that going in spirals, but there were two of them. They were going in the opposite directions like that. It was like looking into these majestic, like almost like you would think when you're going into hypnosis. And it went from the most beautiful thing and the most beautiful colors to being the most scary thing, but then to being like it looked like they were teeth and they were gonna get me and they were gnarly and then I all of a sudden I realized that the same flowers that I saw as beautiful, it was the exact same flowers as I saw as freaky and as teeth and gonna get me. But I just looked straight forward into the fear and I said, I'm not moving. I'm going all the way. And it happened twice that they transformed in between being beautiful to being something super scary. And maybe I'll do a different video where I tell about the whole experience because I don't want to get into it because it's long and I can get into it. So it happened twice and then I came out onto the other side. But that experience, and why did I even start talking about that? That experience for me was just life-changing, really. You come out the other side where you just see like the magic of everything, and it changes your whole perspective on how you see things. And so now I really don't remember why I got into that because I was explaining about something, but I wanted to tell about this workshop. I've gotten to. What was I saying? Wait, I want to think back because there was a point that I was making there. Oh, I was talking about so when you set the tone, like you set the tone that you can go through anything, and you come out and you overcome your fears, and you decide that you're going to have the most intense experience. It's kind of the same with your life experience. So the more you can bring your life to a higher, more exciting place, then the further your soul expands and is able to experience things and becomes more vast than when you pass on to the afterlife. You kind of set the tone. Also, I see the same thing into the heaven on earth. It's the exact same thing where whatever we're putting into our life, we get to live it. So if we overcome our fears during this lifetime and get to live them, if we and if we dare and if we allow ourselves to fully live this experience, then that's the life that we get to live. That's the life that we get to live. So it's kind of like we get to make, we can make heaven on earth here, by putting into our life experience, going out of our comfort zone and putting things into our life experience that we want, even if it means that we have to push through fears. Oh, stop it. Stop it. Down. 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 She's a jumpy dog, and we're teaching her how not to jump because she's a jumpy doggy. And she likes to get pets. Look, she likes to hug. She likes to hug. She's such a sweet one. Okay. So, I'm going to start my day, get my boys off to school. So we're going to go ahead and end this here. Well, I just want to say about the workshop that I'm doing. I think I've decided to do like a retreat in my home. So I think that is going to be like super fun. Okay. Have a wonderful day. Just show you where my house. I got here. Yay.